Casey, come in. How are you?
Good, how are you, Sam?
I'm good as well. So you know you got tested yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And we got your results today.
Okay.
I'd say it's positive.
How come I'm totally shocked about my
We are
results?
shocked as well.
Because I don't take any kind of drug. It's been 8 years. I'm not into drug or alcohol, anything.
It happened like once or twice a year that we are getting tests for our employee.
But it's been so many years. I don't take any kind of drug, and I don't know how it came positive.
Then why it is positive?
I really don't know about that, Sam.
Question is here, your test results are positive, right?
Yeah, but I
We
don't
have
take
to
any
follow the
kind of
procedures
drugs.
now.
Okay.
So let me call our EAP consultant,
Okay.
Mr. Jamie here.
Okay.
Hey Jamie,
Hi guys.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
is Casey.
Good to see
And
you, Casey.
You know what's going on here, right? We have a case for the
Yeah.
drug test.
Yeah, you already told me.
And as per our policy, there are two options after tests are become positives.
Yeah.
So the first one is we have to dismiss the employee.
Yeah.
And second one is only under few circumstances, and that's sending employee to rehab center on its own pocket expenses that cost him almost $10,000, and it takes a lot time, like a 1 month, and he had
Yeah.
to stay away from his family and friends.
Yeah, okay. So Cassie,
Yeah.
I come here is to give some support to you. So I will try to fix this problem.
Okay.
And now I want to talk with Sam.
Yeah, sure.
Hi Sam,
Hey.
before I look, you let Cassie at outside for 1 hour and you didn't tell him anything.
So no, it's only for his results, like his test results.
Yeah.
So there's nothing anything personal with it. Yeah.
So even like this, I still think you need to talk to him and need to tell him some details from this test.
Because it's a company's policy, right? Before conducting their test, we have to, they have to sign the consent that they are participating in this test. And if they're not, they have to dismiss at that time.
Yeah, I understand.
So he already knew about the test.
Yeah, I understand the company policies, but before I come here, I read some Cassie's record. It shows he is a very good employee in this company.
He's a good employee with no doubt, but he also has some bad background.
Yeah. But I still think maybe company need to consider give him second chance.
Second chance for what? He
can,
found guilty already.
But he already work at here for
So what
8
second
years.
chance do you think?
I think need suspended unfair pay and enter a residential treatment facility.
So what is that?
I have the outpatient plan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just needed spend $2,000,
Okay.
and also he can stay with his family,
Okay.
and it's easy for him.
I'd like to consider it if he's like innocent, but if he's found guilty, like we already have his test positive, then we can't go with it, right?
Yeah.
So let me call Casey and then we see what he thinks.
Yeah,
Casey? So I discussed with Jimmy,
Okay.
he's going to be your side and on the company side as well. So let me discuss it with you, with your union member, Mr. Lee. Hey, Mr. Lee.
Hi,
How are
Sam. Hi, Cassie. Hi.
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 So it is Jimmy, our EAP consultant.
Okay. Hi, Jamie. And
So you know what's going on here, right?
oh yeah, I knew that. I talked with Casey before a day that she has been taking a test and she got positive.
Yeah.
And as you also discussed about that, you guys are randomly testing the employees.
twice a year, yeah.
That's true. So my concern is is that the only single test has been taken?
No, it's like twice. You already know if the one test is positive, then you have to go for the second test.
Oh,
So his both test is positive.
Is it on the same day with the same
That's
sample?
usually on the same day because the sample is same.
Okay.
So if he's getting positive for the one, you have to go for the other one.
Okay.
So I would like to interrupt that, Lee, The first test when taken,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it came positive. And they have again to take the second test. I was unaware of the second test. You would have,
So
Sam,
we
you would
don't
have
wanna
told me
blame-
about the first test that it has been positive,
Yeah.
and then you have to take the second test. But
So because we don't want to blame you just for the first test,
Okay.
right? So we
Yeah,
have to take the second test.
I totally understand you don't want to blame
Yeah.
Casey for that, but my concern is if first test has been tested positive,
Yeah.
why didn't you take the second approach with another laboratory? Might be
Why is that?
might be the result.
If it happens with all the tests, like all the other members,
Mhm.
they all get first test positive, then we will definitely go for the other laboratory.
Oh, I might
right?
forget to ask you. Is this test conducted in which laboratory? Sorry, can I?
That's in Badura campus
Oh,
laboratory.
oh, yeah. I have been researched a little bit about that company's history and who is the owner. As I get to know, is it your uncle's company?
Yeah, it's unfortunately, or you can say fortunately, it's my uncle's.
Okay,
So what's with it?
Nothing much, but I'm just concerned about if it's your uncle's company, might be there is some trust issue with the test, test result or something
No,
like
there's
that.
no. I do not have any personal issue with Casey.
Yeah,
Right.
So I got the whole scenario. If you don't mind, can I talk a little bit about the incident with Casey, as I haven't
Sure.
met with her?
Yeah.
So
You can talk.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, Casey.
I just want to tell you about the situation that the test has been conducted positive. I don't know how it came. As you know, that since 8 years I'm working for this company, and I don't take any kind of drug or alcohol. And you know, I'm married. I'm planning for my future, family planning, and I know I have responsibilities. I'm a bus driver. I have a responsibility. I need to save the public, and just for the sake of that, I can't take any kind of drug or something like that. So I don't know how it came positive, so you please have to help me in this. I don't want to.
I just want to quick ask you a question, like in the last week or something
Yes.
like.
I just want to tell you that just few days back, I went to my brother's brother's birthday party, and there one of my brother's friend was taking the cannabis, was smoking cannabis. So maybe because of that, it entered my body. Otherwise, I don't take any kind of drugs or alcohol. It's been so many years.
Because you
I
have
don't
to
know.
be very clear with
Yes,
me, because
and I don't know how it came positive.
Cool,
I'm
cool.
totally shocked about it.
Okay, you have to be relaxed.
Okay.
You can count on me. We'll see how it goes with the Chemi and Sam.
So you guys discussed?
Yeah, I was just nothing serious. It was just quick query about what happened and how it goes.
Okay.
So what I am thinking on Casey's situation and has been tested positive, I'm just thinking like Casey has to be staying in the company anyhow, because she has been
Why
a
is
good
that?
employee.
You are the union manager and you know the policy, right?
Yeah.
You have to discuss the employee if he's getting positive results.
I totally understand that, but I have some trust issue with that case, which is conducted in your uncle's laboratory.
Okay.
If you go for another time, random sampling with the same process, I'd be really happy. And on that time, if Casey has been guilty or positive, I'd be happily agree with your
But we can't
dismiss.
give him second chance for this thing only,
But
right?
I'm not agree on Casey's termination and dismissal. So if you know that rule and regulations with the fair works, nobody gonna terminate employee on a very short notice.
It's not a
So-
short notice, it's like test positive.
Yeah,
So we
it's
have the
I totally understand, but I got it. If you send Casey, rehab center, and for a few months or a month with your company's own expenses, it will be.
Why do we do that?
Because Casey is your employee and she has been good worker in the organization and she has a good image in the last 8
But why
years.
companies send him on his own expenses?
Because she is the employer.
If he wants to keep his job, secure his job, he have to go on his own expenses.
But Casey is not.
Company is already doing a lot to keeping him. If company keep him.
Yeah, I guess for this situation, I maybe have a good plan for this.
Yeah.
I have an outpatient plan, and
Okay.
it's only just spend $2,000, and also Casey can stay with his family.
Uh-huh.
I think it's better than before, and
Okay, 10,000 is too much. Where I
Yeah.
can say 2,000 is really good amount, which I can say Casey can manage. But
Yeah.
if company is sure that Casey will come back in the company,
Casey
And-
will come back only if she gets negative results.
definitely
Yeah.
if she
Right.
get negative result, she will be come back. And my another demand is like, as Casey has been good employee and she has been, I don't know how she get test positive.
Okay.
So the other test which is going test in the future will not
Yeah.
be conducted in the Bandura factory company.
Okay.
So laboratory, there should be another approach have been,
Okay, we can make
adapted.
sure that will be in another laboratory.
Yeah, and another thing is Casey has been back, and she will. Company will clear the records. What
It will
Casey,
automatically clear if he is going to be good in next 2 years.
yeah, and
Right.
I'm fine with
So we are
everything.
happy to keep him if he can go to a rehab that Jimmy mentioned. So if you have to spend $2,000 from your
Are
own
you
pocket,
happy,
Casey?
Casey, with
Okay,
Shikha?
yeah, I'm fine with the rehab center.
Okay.
And if the company is going to pay me my payment for 1 month,
So
my
we can
wages,
pay, yeah, you can,
yeah,
we can
and
pay
then,
your
yeah,
wages.
okay, then I'm fine with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, so we make an agreement that Casey is going to be back to the company if the if her test is
Yeah, after
negative.
his,
Yeah,
after his
and
rehab.
the test will be not conducted in future in the same
In the
laboratory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm agree with this PSO
Yeah, program.
program.
Yeah.
That's totally okay.
Okay. So I don't think so that
Because
we-
I have to
yeah.
give surety my union members that their job is secure in future. If Casey has been not, being get justice, they will be very unfair with Casey as well as the other
Okay.
employers.
As considering her background,
Mm-hmm.
we will give him this chance.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So best of
Cool.
luck with your future.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you guys.
Okay.